Good evening and welcome once again to the Variable Y Minute with your host, the Variable Y. Thank you again, as always, for joining me this evening. And tonight is the Friday show. And you know what that means? That means tonight we're going to go off the beaten path. And this is one of my favorite shows to do is I like to bring you guys into a couple of other things that I'm into besides sports. I know sports is what gets most of you guys here, but after that we can talk about a few things that get us to where in other interests that we all have because we're not all one dimensional. We all like different kinds of things. So we're going to do a little off the beaten path tonight, but before we do that, I have to say, I know Friday, I try to keep it away from sports because we talk sports all the time around here. But I do have to say that I was thinking about something. I heard something this morning and I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to say. But then I thought about it and I said, well, no, I don't think I'm going to say it that way. I think I'm going to phrase it a different way. So I think what I'm going to say to you guys tonight about a sports related topic, again, we're going to keep this part brief because I know you want to hear what else we got going on. So tonight, I want to say that I am buying stock in Coco Golf. Whatever the Coco Golf experience is, I need to buy some stock in it. Like I wanted to give it some time to breathe. I know she took on Venus in at Wimbledon, I believe it was, not too long ago in 2019, and she became a little bit of a phenomenon. And at that time, I was like, well, okay, let's give her some time. These things happen. These kind of not flukes, but these one time wonders. I think that's a nice way of saying it. They happen all the time in all sports, so it's not just in tennis, but they happen all the time in all sports. So I wanted to give her some time to see what she could do, but ever since then, she has actually really given it a great outing every time she's been out there. And the kid is only 15 years old. So I say, okay, yes, it's time for me to buy some stock in her. I want to buy some stock in whatever the Coco Golf experience is. I'm not saying that she's going to be the next Serena. Hell, I'm not saying that she's going to be the next Venus, one of the ones who we all forget about, who is, if it wasn't for her little sister, who would probably be considered one of the greatest tennis players of all time, definitely the greatest of her generation. But I'm gonna buy some stock. I mean, she's doing pretty good. She's doing pretty good out there, y'all. Yeah, I like to pump the brakes. I like to let people live, like I said before. But I'm thinking that it may be time to buy some stock. So she's an American and she's from Atlanta. So I got stock in this in the young lady, and I hope that she does really big things later on when it comes to the tennis world. So wanted to get that out of the way as it was fresh on my mind. So enough about the sports. Tonight, what I want to talk about when we go a little bit off the beaten path, what I would like to talk about is this one movie that I saw. I know most of you have probably seen it, but if you haven't, please get this movie, get it digitally, get it on your Redbox, do whatever you got to do to watch this movie. It may be coming on cable soon. Do whatever you got to do to watch this movie. This movie, I have been obsessed with this movie ever since I've seen it. And this movie is The Joker. Man, I, I'm sure I'm not telling you guys anything because I'm sure most of you have already seen it. But if you haven't, the Joker, of course, is the origin story of the Joker from the Batman comics. But it takes on a life of its own. It's kind of a very, very slow, methodical building kind of thing where you see somebody and you see a character be developed. You see where you can tell how someone could do this. You look at the Joker and you say, I don't get how somebody could be this way in his fully formed self. But then you see the guy who is building up to be the Joker, and then you say, I can totally understand how somebody could do this. Not to say that you can co-sign with everything that he did, because obviously he did many things that were just unforgivable. But you see the progression and you see the buildup and you see what happens when someone has all of these circumstances that happen to them. You see how they can become the clown prince of crime, basically. But it's not just that, it's so intricate and it's so many layers. And there are so many other things to think about. You watch this movie and then you hear people's theories about it. And then again, I've been obsessed with this movie ever since I saw it. I saw it last week or 2 weeks ago, and I've been hearing so many theories, and it boggles my mind because it's so good. Do yourself a favor. Please, 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 if you haven't seen it, please watch the movie The Joker. Joaquin Phoenix is he's a strange bird. He's a strange bird. And again, I think most of you know that by now, so I'm not telling you anything you don't know. But he is definitely honestly, I think he's probably a shoo-in to win the Oscar for this, and I think he did win the Golden Globe for it. And he gives a very good performance. And this movie is so good, guys. It is so good. And I am not I'm not like a big time Joker fan. Like, Joker's okay, but he's not somebody who I love to cheer for, a bad guy I love to cheer for. He's no Scar from Lion King to me. He's no Iago from Othello to me. So he's not somebody who I'm like, yeah, the Joker. Oh my gosh, I love him. Don't get me wrong. Loved Heath Ledger. Definitely think he deserved the Oscar. Definitely think he's one of the greatest things about The Dark Knight Rises. Definitely thinks it's one of the best acting jobs I've seen maybe ever. But I think that I think that Joaquin Phoenix kind of nails this one for a not fully formed Joker, if that makes sense. So Heath was the Joker. That was him. He knew what he was doing. Joaquin is not fully formed. This is an origin story, if you didn't know. So Joaquin is not fully formed, but you see the steps. You see the things that lead up to him becoming the Joker. And it is fascinating. And it is one of those movies that kind of makes you think. It does. It's not just here to entertain. It's here to make you think, and it's here to make you ask questions, and it's here to not answer those questions so that you can go online and read a bunch of people's theories or listen to a bunch of people's theories, and they're fascinating. So do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor. Please rent this movie, buy this movie, do whatever you got to do. Go over to your friend's house and watch the movie. Hell, come over to my house and watch the movie because I'm going to buy it because it's that good. But just kidding. Please don't come over my house. But it's pretty. It's so good, guys. Seriously, it's really really good. Very very deep. Very thought provoking. Trust me. Watch the movie if you want. We can have some banter about it. It's that doggone good. One thing I won't do on this channel is be somebody who just throws out spoilers. I'm not going to spoil anything for anybody. I know you guys, if you like me, you got a job, you got kids, you got other interests. You may not be able to catch everything the day it comes out. So I'm not about to sit up here and spoil anything for you. I wouldn't do that to you. I appreciate if you don't do that to me. So, but if you haven't seen it yet, please see The Joker. It's an amazing movie. And I've heard a couple of theories about it, and I would love to banter with somebody to see what you guys think about it. So if you would like to do that, let me know. I would love to do that with you guys. And if not, if you just want to say, "Oh, Variable, I saw Joker. It was awesome," then great. I'm glad I put you on to something that you probably wouldn't have watched. Or if you're like, "Dude, we saw that movie already. You late." You're right. I am late. Like I said, got a job, got kids, got other interests. I know you all do too, but my kids are young, probably younger than yours. So I couldn't find anybody to watch them, so I can go see the movie. So I just had to see it when it came out on video. So my bad. I'm not up there with you guys yet. I'm getting there though. I'm getting there. But anyway, guys, like I said, I appreciate you guys so much as always for joining me. I want you guys to have a safe and happy and healthy weekend. And we will talk on Monday. If anybody would like to know how I feel about the Royal Rumble, because it's coming up this weekend, I've got a couple of takes on that. So hit me up and I'll let you know who I think is going to take the whole thing. And we're starting to roll to WrestleMania, one of my favorite times of the year. So we'll get more into that as we see some things shaping out. But as for right now, guys, like I said, taking up a lot of your time. Not going to take up any more. I thank you guys so much. Variable Y is going to sign out. Please, please, please follow me on YouTube at the Variable Y Minute, or you can find me on Instagram at Variable Y, or you can find me on Twitter at The Variable. Have a great night. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll holler at you guys later. All right.